He's, as well as being a business owner and an entrepreneur, which he's going to tell you about in his presentation, he's actually one of the founders of FEO, and he's one of the founders of Business Week as well. So he's a guy who's tried a lot of things and done a lot of things, and he's going to be telling you about some of that within a few minutes now. Please introduce Paul Sewell.
Which one was it? Right mover. I never realised Jeremy Clarkson did movie voiceovers and fairground announcements, John, but there you go. And I didn't realise when I signed up for this, we're playing a form of failure brag. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone on first, but failure's not a person, is it? It's a thing, so we're all okay talking about it. For me, when I got together with entrepreneurs earlier with David, I thought, am I an entrepreneur? Because I was born into an entrepreneurial family. My dad was an entrepreneur in the fruit game. Tommy, where's Tommy? Is Tommy here? Yeah, just like your lot. Born into the fruit game, and I saw my dad being an entrepreneur and buying shops and stuff like that. But when I failed my 11 plus and my mum beat me up for that, I got the obligatory entrepreneur's chip on the shoulder, because many of us have got a chip on the shoulder and they're trying to prove somebody wrong in the future. I did it academically, because I was supposed to be a bit of a dunce academically, so I proved her wrong by getting some decent O-levels and A-levels and going to university and going into corporate life, and it strangled every bit of bloody entrepreneurship out of me. And I think for the mid part of my life, I think I grew up a bit of in an entrepreneurial environment, but then for 20 years in the middle of my life, just like we can with education and corporate life, it got strangled out of me. Until in the early 90s, there was almost a road to Damascus experience for me. I was sat at a Sewell board meeting and we're ragging, I can't remember what the decision was, but we're agonising over this bloody decision. My non-exec then was a lovely guy called Bob Craven-Jones, said that, why don't we just try it? And if it don't work, we'll try something else. And that might sound very simple, but it hit me like a bolt from the blue. It's so bloody liberating. So, being an academic, I thought, well, I'll just have a little bit of a read up about this stuff, and then got a bit of an education by observing more around me, which we do in Entrepreneurs Only. But, you study guys like this guy, Herb Kelleher, and that is even up in my office today, the guys will tell you. We've got a strategic plan, it's called doing stuff. Because entrepreneurs, they do a bit, fail a bit here, succeed a bit there, learn a bit, do a bit more, and it's a very iterative process rather than go for the big grand vision and the big grand strategy and plans. God, we over-strategise and over-plan to death in our modern economy, in my estimation. If you're going to fail, I've learned fail quickly. Don't drag it out. Get to the failure quickly and forward, move on fast. And realise that most failures precede success. And if you're going to go for big success, be prepared for a big failure. You'll see Building Schools for the Future, 450 million, 21 schools shortly. We failed in North Links, but that cost us a lot of money before doing that. So don't think when you see success, it hasn't been preceded by failure. And of course, my hero, the best quotes of all time came from this guy, and I certainly picked that one up. And Tom Peters, another one of my hero gurus that I read a lot of at that time. And we even have projects called Project Magnificent Failures at the Sewell Group now. So let's go for a magnificent failure, and do you know the odd one of them come off? Anybody heard of a guy called Sam Walton? Sam Walton grew a business that got to employ more company than the American forces, called Walmart. We know the thing in the UK about with regard to Asda. And we had a petrol forecourt business, a few sites, and Sam was our hero in that business. Of course he would be, he's an icon in that retail industry. And what they said about him, his retirement, the guy who gave the eulogy said, Sam Walton was totally unafraid to fail. So we thought, well, we'll have a go. And we went into a village called Swanland. We were a forecourt retailer, so people had to come in, get petrol, and they might have bought some cigarettes and a coke while we're in there. And we thought we could buy this store in Swanland, spend a load of money on it, get it beautifully done out, and it would succeed. We were not a convenience retailer. That failed reasonably quickly. Because we were traders, we just bought stuff in, stuck it on the shelf. We didn't get to know about the communities we were serving, we didn't have the right product lines, but by God we learned. And here we are in 2013 on the A63, there's the Sewell on the go. Those figures have been eclipsed since we did this slide, by the way. I think if you go in that store you see they're a convenience retailer, and because of that success, that job at South Cave at the left there started Monday as £1 million investment to produce another one. So from that abject failure came that success. 1994 I went to the States, looked at a facilities management company in the hotel, brought a great idea back to the UK, went into partnership with we did building maintenance, they did soft services, cleaning and stuff like that. And just like David's going to tell you later, we picked the wrong partner, we didn't know really what FM was, and we chose the wrong route to market. So most things you got wrong, we got wrong, and that, you need another battery for this, you know. And that failed within a couple of years and cost us a couple of £100,000, because there's always a cost to failure. But now, learning from that, it's the fastest growing Sewell business we've got. It's grown from 5 staff 10 years ago to, what is it? We've grown 60 staff in the past 3 or 4 years, Martin, haven't we? That looks after 150 products. We learned about what FM really was. We learned about what the route to market was. And it became, when we are now a facilities management company that does a bit of building and has a few petrol filling stations, I'll tell you. And that came from failure. It's overactive now, like my thyroid. I wanted to show you this because I was once young, and I once got on the front page of the Daily Mail because we picked up in the mid-90s a guy who created some virtual reality modelling of buildings, and we started a business with it. It was based at Louis Herman Centre, and it was a very sophisticated piece of kit and a very clever lad. And then a guy called David Lloyd came into town and tried to shut Hull City down eventually. I'm sure you'll remember, padlocked the door, padlocked the gates at Bullfree Park. And we met up with him, and it was about the same time that KC floated and got 458 million for the council. And as Chamber President, I wrote to the leader of the council and said, do you know, you could take a few million of this and build a community stadium? And he wrote back, I've still got the letter if you want proof, that it said, professional sports, nothing to do with the local authority. And I wrote back and said, I think you're wrong. And a week later, that appeared on the front of the paper. Those two guys, that's the managing director of Hull FC at the time and the managing director of Hull City. And the guy created something that looks like the San Siro, didn't he? But I'll tell you what, it was a call to action, and all of a sudden there was some money going to the stadium, and all of a sudden there was a stadium project board, and we got that. And I'm sure Malcolm will tell you lately he feels a little bit responsible for what's happened at the Humber Bridge lately. I feel a little bit less responsible for that, because I don't think if we'd have not put that challenge down on the front page of the paper, I don't think it'd have been as quick anyway. What we got next? Anything? Oh yeah, this is the best one. We thought, there you are. Because we're builders, we thought we could do houses, and we call ourselves dumb builders in those days. Builders who just build, don't do anything else. And we got a couple of sites, we built some fantastic houses, beautifully spec'd, and couldn't sell them. And then I realised at one board meeting, we're really good house builders, but we really need to be good house sellers. And we didn't know our communities, We didn't know what they wanted. We just put what the architect thought was good on that site, and nobody wanted to buy them. And we lost a lot of money when this failed. You're not going to put that down. The battery will run out even more before you look at this one. But in learning that there's nothing so easy to sell and something somebody wants to buy, and doing your market research and getting under the skin of your community that you're serving and your customers, led into our thrust into building schools for the future and NHS lift. Because while the other bidders were done builders saying, we'll build you a really nice building at a really cheap price and then we'll run away and send an FM company in, we didn't do that at all. We got under the skin of the whole thing and produced 21 schools, 13 health centres in about 7 or 8 years. And if we hadn't have failed badly in that house building thrust, I don't think we'd have done that. So the message is, and fail faster. If you're going to fail, fail quick and fail to succeed, because believe you me, you do fail to succeed. Thank you.